Hello and welcome to this tutorial for LEGO Harry Potter Years 1 through 4. In this tutorial we are going to be going over Transfiguration, which is one of the more simple lessons in the run. But it's definitely shorter, but there's a lot of complexity that comes with that. So to start off with, the moment we leave the Strength Potion room, normally you'll leave it with Harry. The moment you leave, the next thing to get into Transfiguration is you've got to get to the door just behind Ron's character icon in the top right. And we can't get up there normally because this student blocks us. So we've got to get up some way. And there's two ways we can get up. I'll show you the kind of safer way first, and then we'll go into the more complex way. So this is the safer way here. So you'll make your way over to this side, and then position Harry jumping on the chest and then activate Lumos. And what we've got to do is we've got to Lumos jump so we end up kind of on top of this torch bracket, aiming for this kind of area. Just there. It takes a bit of practice. It might help if you face this way. But then by Lumos jumping, so switching spells, then spamming the jump button basically, you can jump up. And what I'm also doing is I'm also buffer jumping. So it's like a switch, jump, and then release jump again and hold it, so you get a first frame jump on landing. And you can do that to get up here. It's also very difficult to kind of get stuck behind the painting here. But instead, position yourself there, Lumos jump up, and then once you get that first jump on the torch, you can sometimes just make your way over, but if you don't quite make it over, you can use the top of the kind of blackboard to be able to get another jump to go over, kind of like that. And that brings you up to the top here. The second way you can do it is a little bit more technical, but it's the one kind of more commonly used by runners now. What you do is you get yourself onto this bit here, and you kind of run up against the edge here with Lumos activated. And then you're going to tap right, so Harry is facing to the right, and kind of stand next to the lamp here. And what you want to do is you want to jump and kind of hold right just enough so that you'll land on the second half of the lamp and basically get a smooth landing onto there. So I'll try it here. So that time I didn't quite jump far enough. If we do it again, there we go. So now I'm on the right spot. And then from here, again, it's another Lumos jump, and we're going to aim for the top of this torch bracket once again. So Lumos jump up, and then get over. Showing that again. Landing on the second half, kind of, of the torch bracket. Lumos jump, and then another buffer jump to get over. And then we can enter the room. This room itself is very simple. Basically, each character, in the order of Harry, Ron, Hermione, need to use Transfiguration on 2 dummies each. This lesson's very simple, but there is RNG to it. So as we go in here, pressing B to use Transfiguration each time, you see that time the dummy got turned into a frog. Sometimes it will turn into a frog, sometimes it will turn into rat. But what we're going to do is basically the moment we fire this shot, we kind of want to position Ron close to the edge of the kind of white lined area, but we don't want him walking in there. We want to position him just outside, and we also want to shoot once with him, and that basically refreshes the wand putting away timer. And then on player 1 we need to switch back to Hermione. So shoot there, switch back to Hermione, and you can see Ron is in a good position now. And now it's going to be Ron's turn to fire 2. So Ron fires 1 here. And then he's going to fire the second one. And same again. We're going to position Hermione right against the edge. You see this time actually we got the rat transfig as well. The rat transfig is slightly faster. Saves a couple of seconds for each one. But it's a 50-50 as to whether you get it or not. But anyway, Hermione's going to position herself on the edge. What we're actually going to do with Ron is we're going to run to the door. And we are going to make sure he switches spells so he is on the pet spell. So it's literally 1 spell cycle, and then get him to run to the door. So kind of like that, and you see Ron is right next to the door. And then we do the last 2 with Hermione. And once we fire the last shot with Hermione, we're actually going to switch Hermione to Wingardium Leviosa. Like so. So you see, this time around we got even RNG. 3 rat, 3 frog, that's not too bad. But yeah, that's the that's all there is really to the lesson. And yeah, once again, I will show what this looks like if you do it a little bit faster. Okay, so if we do this lesson a little bit faster, it will look something like this. Obviously, we move with Harry to the door again, and then it's just, I'm going to do the faster transfig jump here. So again, positioning to the right, and then trying to get that jump so we land on the right spot. If you miss it and you're in that sliding, you can kind of just hold left and fall off. This is one of the more difficult transfig jumps to line up, and you have to press a bit further left than you think, but I got a third try there, which isn't too bad. It doesn't matter what spells you enter this room with either, because the moment you enter this room, the spells get auto-fixed onto Transfiguration. So you see, we fired the shot with Ron there to reset the one-timer. You actually have to be careful not to hit Professor McGonagall there. If you hit Professor McGonagall, then I think she can hit you, and that actually loses time. But you see, we move Ron to the door. I can also move him a bit in this section as well. And then we get 2 more with Hermione. There's 1, and the other one's on the other side. And yeah, that is the lesson. It's a very quick lesson, but actually quite a decisive lesson for how the early game levels kind of go. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.